have a bunch of kids, and this is one of them. This is my daughter, Brooke. She was trying to write a Facebook post, trying to talk about what we were doing, and she just went off on all this great stuff, and I was like, hey, Brooke, you want to talk? And she's like, I don't think so. I was like, yeah, just talk to me. So anyways, I brought a youth here to address all of the children and youth out here. Raise your hand if you're under 18. Okay, I can't see you because you're under 18, but if you're there, we're here to talk to you, and all you people that act under 18 that are not, you better listen to her anyways. Here she is, her name's Brooke.
Okay. Take a look at me. What do you see? A kid, don't you? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. In exactly 331 days from now, I'm going to be a registered voter for the great state of Washington and the greatest nation on earth, the United States of America. I came here today to call out the crowd of the youth here in Washington State, because very soon it's going to be our job to be in charge of this state and our country. We are the future. And the time is now to wake up the rest of our generation and let everyone know that this lockdown is doing more harm than its intended good. Like all of you, I've not been able to pursue the things that make me happy. For me, that's sports, school, spending time with my friends, and attending church. Sadly, I lost my last opportunity to play spring and summer basketball and what would have been my sixth time attending church camp. All of this right before I head into my senior year. Which, let me remind you, this is supposed to be the time of our lives. But instead, we've had all the things that give our life its purpose and bring us joy taken away from us. When you take away our joy and purpose, we become lonely, sad, depressed, unmotivated, and some may even become suicidal. This is the direct result of not being able to live our lives. Some of us become so lonely and so depressed that we believe our only choice is to end it all, which is not true. There is so much to live for. And there are so many people out there willing to reach out and support those individuals. Youth strive on schedules, and without them, students lose motivation. Would you believe that I've watched my classes this semester drop from 100% attendance to 25% attendance online? This is not building healthy school habits. It is also not the education we deserve, and it's not going to help us in our future at all. Another big problem to address is the youth out there who do not have another set of eyes on them. They are lonely and making poor choices and turning to substances. When people get introduced to substances at such a young age, it does not take long for them to get addicted, and this could inhibit their future. It is important that parents know the warning signs of suicide and help their child. Did you know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 15 to 24 and the third leading cause of death for kids ages 10 to 14, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer? We can no longer sit back and watch our lives and the lives of those around us fall apart. We need to be proactive. There are 4 things that we can do. Number 1, recognize that you are not alone. Being isolated is hard, and it's okay to feel sad sometimes. With everything being taken away from us that give us a purpose, it feels hard to want to keep going. It's hard to stay focused and balance your time and emotions when everyone in your house is trying to work from home via Zoom. Have you ever tried to be on a Zoom call with 8 other people in the house using all the Wi-Fi? It doesn't work. It's awful. I can't learn science on a computer.
Amen.
It's hard. Okay. Okay.
You go, girl.
It is also hard because our youth groups and churches are canceled. Those events definitely make people's weeks and make them happier. So, you want to know what you can do to help? Think of someone who might need support and reach out to them. Ask for help if you need it, and be a better friend. Please do not wait for someone to call you. You pick up the phone and you call them. You could save a life.
Yes.
The second thing we can do is speak out. Find people that have common values and beliefs. Just like everyone here, we may not be the same, but we have one thing in common. We are taking action And by being here, we are saying something. Our actions speak louder than words. You can be vocal on social media and have the courage to stand for what is right. You can be a leader. You should not be scared to post something that the mainstream media deems a conspiracy theory. If people disagree with you, then let them disagree with you. You do not and should not conform to their ideas. We have the right to free speech and to believe in whatever we want. We are exercising our God-given rights. If you are afraid of what your peers might think, it doesn't matter. And it should never matter what they think. It only matters what you think and what God thinks. And the third thing we can do is go to the rallies, make signs, and talk to our parents about going to the rallies. And if you have a license and you want to go to a nearby rally, just drive yourself. I mean, it's easy. I mean, ask your parents, of course, first. Like, get the okay. And lastly, one of the most important things we can do to end this illegal shutdown is to know our rights and the Constitution. Public school history classes do not and will not cover it. They are not teaching students all the information or facts, and are most of the time indoctrinating us with their political views and their version of history. I did my research and found for myself that all of this that is happening right now is illegal. A government cannot tell its citizens that some are essential while others are not. A government cannot track us. That is a violation of privacy. And most importantly, a government cannot tell its citizens what they can and cannot do. We are in charge of the government, and we can tell them what we can do. And you know what? Hold on, I gotta get my paper out. I know that God knows this whole illegal shutdown is wrong. In closing, I want to share a quick quote from Thomas S. Monson. May we ever be courageous and prepared to stand for what we believe. And if we must stand alone in the process, may we do so courageously, strengthened by the knowledge that in reality, we are never alone when we stand with our Father in heaven. So to sum this all up, the people that we can no longer ignore in this pandemic are the youth. The youth that are our sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, granddaughters, and grandsons that will one day be leading this beautiful country. And for me, in just 331 days. Stand up and be you. Thank you.
Wow! Woo! Do you think that girl has a future? Come on, bring it. Tell Brooke thank you. Let's shout it out for Brooke. What a brave young woman.